my sweet angels. I have a bit of a chat, channel message, if you will, for my divine feminines on a journey for my true 20s. There's a specific topic that I want to touch on today. And this was triggered by a comment that I received for my recent collective reading, the one that I posted yesterday. And I received this comment on YouTube, but I have heard comments like this to my previous readings in the past, and also I've seen this belief, right, in the spiritual community, and I find that it's a belief that is still attached to people who either aren't truly on a journey or just they haven't reached that point of inner union just yet. So let's talk about this. And the topic is the divine feminine, right? When we reach inner union, when we reach our place of peace, and when we healed, we are okay with our masculine connecting to other women, because that's something that I mentioned in that collective reading. And the lady in a comment, very politely, very nicely, she said that she thinks it's not something that we should be teaching women to be okay with men treating us that way, and so on and so forth. But that is absolutely not what I said. So I really want to break this topic down, and really talk about this and explain how you really feel when you reach that moment of peace, when you reach that moment of true unconditional love, deprived of shadows, deprived of entitlement, right? So, what I want to start with is a really very important thing. Twin flame journey is an extremely rare journey. I talk about this all the time. Not even a fraction of percent of people go through this journey. We're talking less than 1/4%, way less than that, right? So there's less than 150,000 people who are on this journey. And when you think about this, right, true 20s, there's so many people on this planet. So it's really just a fraction. It's a very rare journey. It's a very difficult journey, challenging journey, very beautiful journey. It's a journey that you choose this journey from your first incarnation, right? And I talk about this all the time. I don't want to go into this topic right now, but unfortunately, many people takes bits and pieces, and confuses this journey with karmic connection, this belief and that, which is okay, right? Us true 20s, we have no need to prove nothing to no one. We know this journey is a journey of awakening, is a journey of self-discovery, is a journey of walking towards Christ consciousness in a specific lifetime. It requires strength, it requires experience from previous lifetimes, and it requires extremely deep healing. So a first disclaimer is to remember that when I do readings for twin flames, this is why I always tag them as twin flame divine love readings. This is why I always start from how are you feeling? What is your situation? So people don't take bits and pieces and claim resonates, right? No, this is why my readings are so detailed, because here on this channel, I want to help true 20s. This journey is long, this journey is hard, this journey is an incredible gift. And the sooner you really discover that it is a gift and how to use it to your benefit, the more beautiful and the more you will thrive on this journey. And this is my mission, amongst obviously other things that I do generically with people on sessions. Part of my mission is to work with divine love, with twin flames, right? Me as someone who's been through this journey. So it's important to understand that, because these comments oftentimes come from women who are in a karmic connection, and then they come ahead and mention, oh, I've been accepting this behavior for years, I'm done with this, I'm not going to do this anymore. So let's really address this. What do I mean when I say that a healed and centered divine feminine is okay with her divine masculine choosing another woman, right? First of all, we already said this is a message for true twinnies. So if you're not sure you're on a journey, go and get a psychic reading with a divine feminine whose path is linked to reading twins like myself, because as you come to me on session and I sit down for your first meditation, I immediately see whether you are or you aren't in a connection, and any other divine feminine who is meant to work with twins will be able to do same. So either come to session. I have a lot of content, a whole playlist on YouTube comparing true twin flame to karmic catalyst. You can watch that as well. First of all, before you watch that, make sure you're in a true twinny journey. If you're not, scroll. This is not for you, okay? Second thing that I want to address is when I say that you are okay with the other half of your soul, the love of all your lifetimes, your divine masculine, being with other women, I do not mean that you are accepting him being with other women as you connect to him, okay? We are talking about already being in a phase of separation, right? So you are in a phase of separation. You went out of the in and out phase, right? You had realization that this is not what you deserve. You moved forward, separation started. So we're talking about the phase when you're not speaking to your divine, you're not seeing your divine. Perhaps, as I always say this to you guys, in separation, it's very different. For some of us, we go on years without even receiving a message from our masculine. Some of us have regular check-ins. It's very, very different. But I'm referring to that specific phase. So you are not connecting to him, you are not seeing him, you are not sleeping with him, you are not dating him, and you, through whichever means, because sometimes we're meant to know, you know that he's connecting to other women, right? So sometimes it means that he's dating. Sometimes it means that he's actually in a relationship with a karmic partner and went back to his karmic partner. Sometimes it may mean that he just has occasional, shallow encounters with women. And how you may know this? A variety of ways. Right? You may still be watching him on social media. You may actually have some pairings, you have friends in common, or you actually live nearby. So you literally see him with another women. Sometimes don't forget that many of us, we activate our gifts, we activate our clairs. We're always connected through red thread. So you may have visions actually seeing him with other women, which is terrible at the moment when it's happening, especially when you're not yet healed. It's a very painful experience. But we usually know that there is a third party, again, either an actual partner or just a random encounters, right? So when I say that you are okay with that, what I mean is that when you are truly healed, and believe me when I say this, it's possible because I have went through this stage. When you are truly healed, when you are centered, when you have integrated all your shadows, and all that is left towards your counterpart is love, there's no resentment, there's no aggression, there's no frustration, there's no expectation, there's no entitlement. Why? Because you're one. When you heal and you release all these emotions towards yourself, in consequence, all that is left is unconditional love. So when you are centered, when you are healed, you only have unconditional love towards your divine counterpart. You understand that you love him, not wanting anything from him. You feel that he loves you. So you know that whatever is pushing him towards being with other women, choosing other women, it's fear, it's shadows, it's his armor, it's his lack mentality, right? Because he has not yet healed. He is not yet in a place of love. And as we heal and we permanently open the bridge, right, between our heart and our mind, and we keep our energy at the level of the heart, this is where we actually hold space for our masculine to heal as well, right? So when I say you accept that and you're okay with that, I mean that being in a space of true unconditional love, when you find out that he is with another woman, I'm not saying that you don't feel momentarily pain, that you don't feel disappointment. Of course you do. Of course you do. We're humans. This is the point of this journey, to achieve that state as humans. And I always say this to you guys, healed people, we don't become numb to any emotion. Emotion comes, we just know how to handle it. So let's say you find out, okay, that he is dating someone, or it came through in a reading, or you had a vision, you're seeing him, you feel it intuitively, you feel it, we know when they're in celibacy, and we know when they're still connecting to other women. We can feel that because we're one chakra system. So we feel it in our own sacral, right? It's hard to explain to anyone who's never been through this, but my true twinnies, you will understand. Sometimes, of course, when you're still in your mind instead of your intuition and your heart, you will confuse your overthinking and your fear with those feelings. But when you're truly centered, or you're close to being already healed and centered, you will know, right? So when you know he's connecting to someone, of course it's going to cause sadness, right? That sadness will be caused because, first of all, you're human and you love him and you wish to be with him. Second, it's because he is you and you are him. So when he is engaging with karmic partners, you still know that he's engaging in shallow activities, in maybe connections that will hurt someone. So it's like you're him. You feel bad about this. You feel sadness, right? We reach that point when we really just want to spread the love, right? So it can be a moment of difficulty, moment of challenge. It's okay to feel sad, it's okay to cry, but when you are healed and you are centered, you go back to your heart space when you feel, I love you. Whether you choose me or you don't choose me, I will always love you. I will always have unconditional love. I don't want anything from you. If you prefer right now to be with another woman, it is your choice, because you are free as a bird. And not only your healed heart and your maturity allows you to truly feel that, but it also allows you to understand that you cannot have any kind of judgment or entitlement towards your masculine, because he is you. So for as long as you're judging him, he's still connecting to other women. He's still like, I always say this, like sticking his fingers in different pies. And how can he do this? This is judgment. There is no place for judgment in an unconditional love heart space. There's no place for judgment. Are you allowed to be sad? Yes. Are you allowed to feel a little bit, disturbed and cry a little? Yes, of course, we're humans. But do a centered, true, divine, feminine, healed woman allows that emotion to interfere with her love, with her mission, with her path? No. No. You know you love him. You trust you're going to be together. You understand that whatever he's doing, it might be required and necessary for his healing, for his karma release. He may have karmic contract with other people. So you being in that energy of unconditional love, embodiment of Mother Mary, right? What I always say to you guys, the grandmother archetype, you don't judge him because you don't want anything from him. You wouldn't even want him if he does not choose you on an everyday basis, just like you choose him on this journey. Do you know what I mean? And it's a really important concept to understand. So if you still have questions, leave them in the comments or feel free to sign up for a session. We can discuss this. But Sometimes, exactly with those situations, the divine also tests us. And I can share with you from my own experience, when I was in separation and I was still in a moment of, I thought that I was detached, right? This is why I always say to you guys, sometimes when we're in long separation, we haven't seen them, we haven't heard of them, we feel like we're detaching, and then they hit us with a test and it's like, boom, you're not detached. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you how it's not supposed to look like, how it looks like when you're still unhealed, when you're still not detached, when you're not yet in inner union, when you're not yet in a place of unconditional love. I give you freedom, my love, to do whatever you want. My human will suffer, but my soul understands. Okay, so I thought I was ready. I thought I was detached. And I always say this to you guys, it happens periodically. We think that we're ready. We think that we're there, and they hit us with a test, right? So I went for a walk to my literally favorite park in Madrid. I love this park. It's a place where I really connect in. I really just release, right? I love this place. And there was quite a lot of people. There, some musicians. It was a really beautiful, pleasant day. So I sat down. I think it was fall time. I can't remember. I think it was like fall time. That doesn't matter. I sat down on a bench, and as I was sitting looking at the view, I saw a man like in front of me, maybe like 5 meters from me. He looked exactly like my divine. Okay, my heart like literally skipped a beat. Exactly. Same height, same body, very similar like facial hair, very, very same looking, right? And he was talking on the phone. So my first indication that, okay, I might not yet be there, is that my heart literally like skipped a beat, almost got out of my chest. I got so emotional and so nervous. And I knew within split seconds that it wasn't him, obviously, right? It was just a man that looked like him. It's just like a split second that is it him? What the hell is going on? But then I realized it wasn't him, but I couldn't stop looking at him, right? And then at this moment, a woman approached him, a stranger man, okay? A woman approached him. They kissed, they hugged, and I burst into tears. I could not handle my emotion. And in that moment, I realized, if this is my reaction with a man who looks like him, right? If I actually saw him with another woman, my heart would break into a million pieces. And what do I always say to you guys? Love does not hurt. Love is not pain. That beautiful song, love hurts. It's not true. Shadows hurt. Entitlement hurt. Expectation hurt. True unconditional love, it doesn't hurt. And in that moment, I realized I went into panic attack. I went into frustration. I went into tears. I couldn't stop crying like a crazy person, okay? Because it wasn't even him. And I was like, thank you, Source, that I do not have to see him with other women, right? That I do not have to, again, on this journey, I myself, I never knew for a fact. I had visions. For me, it was visions, as I mentioned to you guys. I had visions with him, with other women, but I never actually saw. It was in my mind's eye. It wasn't with these eyes. And at that moment, I thank Source to not giving me that experience, right? So that's not how you're supposed to react. A proper reaction. And I reached a moment when I was in that mindset that this is how I will react. If you find out your counterpart is with another woman, are you allowed to go back home and cry a little? Of course, he's the love of all your lifetimes. It's like really, there's a moment of emotion when you want to cry and want to slap his higher self. What the hell are you doing, right? What is this nonsense? We're humans, okay? We're supposed to be humans. Our soul comes here to live human experience. We're not supposed to deprive ourselves of these emotions. But when you're truly healed and balanced, okay, away, you will find it out, you will see him, but then you will come back home, you will cry a little, you will pray to your guides for a release, right? And then you will go back to your center. Go back to your center when you will say, it's your journey, my love. I do not owe you. You do not owe me anything. You have your life to live. If you choose karmic women weekend after weekend, it's your choice. If you choose to be aligned with a karmic partner, your choice. If you even choose to be aligned with a soulmate because it's an easier path, it is your choice, my love. I do not owe you. You are free, and nothing you could ever do will make me stop loving you unconditionally, fully, with all my heart, with all my essence, because I don't need you to be mine and be at my feet, right? To love you. You have to do absolutely nothing. I will always love you. Now, will I accept this BS behavior if you return to my life? Obviously not, because now I know who I am. Now I know who I deserve. But I will always love you. I will have no judgment, no frustration, no anger. So as long as you having the information that he is with another woman, you go into that mindset of how dare he, why is he doing this, he's not growing, he's behind, I'm doing all this work, what the hell is going on, how dare he, like why is he, or like oh my god, my life is ending, right? Why am I doing this journey, makes no sense. It's because you are not yet there. You are not yet healed. And it's funny because this lady that left the comment said to me, you're probably going to say that I am not healed. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to say. Because it's exactly true. I'm not saying you're supposed to be a robot, 222 on a timer. I'm saying you're supposed to be centered enough and in a place of soul with released ego, right? Because soul understand, okay, little man, you are me, I am you. We're one soul. The moment we shed this physical bodies, we'll be sucked back together. So whatever you choose to do in this lifetime, it must be for reason. Everything happens for reason. Our experiences, things that we go through, they happen for a reason as well. And sometimes if you are in that mindset, knowing that he is with another woman is exactly what's going to happen. Because remember what I always say, we are here to teach each other how to be divine. We are here to unconsciously remind each other how to get back to a place of soul. This is why true divine feminine, when you are in your place of inner peace and in your place of center, inner union, you would never reach out to your masculine, not even on your deathbed, okay? Because you know that it's his role to manage the physical dominion. What happens in 3D, it's free on the timer. It's his dominion. It's his dominion. It is not yours. True divine feminine is in the energy of receiving, in the energy of stillness. If you are not giving me anything, and it goes on as you are in union and in a relationship, if you are not freely offering me your commitment, your love, your devotion, your protection, you being my provider, I will never ask for it. And with all the things that I will never ask for, my self-love and my bar is here. So if you're not willing, you yourself, your own unforced will to meet me right here, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Okay? So I hope this was helpful. I hope it explained this to you. Again, people get triggered by whenever us, divines who are meant to teach other divines and guide other divines say this. Again, for most part, people who get upset, they're either not on an actual journey, they're connected to a karmic, that's why they think it's a bad advice because they don't understand the difference, or they're just simply in the beginning of the journey and they still a bit far away from healing, right? This is why I always say to you guys, it's so important to that discernment. Although truly, if you translate, this advice, it's valid for anyone, because even if you love a karmic relationship, I'm not saying that you should accept these behavior, but whoever chooses someone else and not you, you should be okay with that when you're healed, because rejection is redirection. I always say this to you guys. Rejection only means that you're not for me, or you're not for me now. Whatever the case if you're choosing me, why would I be offended? Why would I ever be offended for someone not choosing me? It's ego. It's entitlement. I love you, so I want you to love me. No, that's not unconditional love. I love you. You can do whatever you want, my love. You can do whatever you want, even when you turn, even when we're in a relationship. There's the door. I always say this to you guys. True divine feminine. I will never ask you for anything. I will never. This is distorted feminine. This is what they actually fear. Like fire, the control, the manipulations, the I love you, so you're supposed to love me. No, do whatever you want with your life. It is your life. It is your gift. This journey is your gift. I'm in a place when I already discovered that it's a gift. Look who I become, who you want to become and process. It's on you, my love. I always say this to you guys. We're forever connected through red threads. We're one consciousness, one chakra system. It is literally impossible for us to be so far away in that mindset and a level of healing. But there is a bit of a physical world discrepancy, because we do walk this path differently. Us on the level of a soul, they're on the level of a physical world and karma, right? But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. If you do have questions about this, like I said, you can either leave them in the comments if you wanna, get there, that mindset that I was talking about. If you need chatting, if you need support, I'm here for you. You know how to book in, you know how to find me. If you found this useful, as always, like, share, comment, follow for more. And yeah, I love you so incredibly much, and I really hope that I broke it down enough for you, for my true twinnies, to understand that. And if you continue to push, if you continue to heal, look inwards, look towards yourself, I promise you, it seems impossible, but you will get there. You will get there, because unconditional love means I want you to be happy. I want you to be free. I want you to be able to make your own choices the way you want to make your choices, and nothing you do, again, will ever change my love for you. I will love you forever. This is the true love of divine feminine. This is what we came here to teach our masculines and to teach others and other women in any connection, to love yourself and then unconditionally love your man, your divine counterpart, and never want anything from him. You have to be able to alchemize absolutely everything on the level of self. Otherwise, you will only create codependency.